Thank you all so much for coming. I'm really excited for our discussion tonight. My name is Abbrescia, and tonight we'll be having a discussion on perspectives on organic certification in partnership with UW Extension, FairShare CSA Coalition, and the Midwest TOPP Program. Our co-hosts tonight are myself and Beth, Knorr, and Hsieh with FairShare CSA, and they're going to be sharing a bit of information about their respective programs at FairShare CSA. So take it away, Beth.
Hi, everybody. Happy to be here representing FairShare CSA Coalition. We work with organic vegetable farmers across the Midwest and 8-state region, but we have our origin in Madison, Wisconsin. We right now are accepting applications for growers to become a FairShare endorsed farm, and you can find out a little bit more information about how to do that and what those benefits are by going to our website at csacoalition.org, and the drop-down list is for farmers, so you'll find the information there. We also have options to become affiliated or connected that have slightly more relaxed requirements, and also slightly fewer benefits to participate. But I'm happy to say that both Kat and Brad are endorsed farms with FairShare CSA Coalition, and we're happy to have them here sharing their perspectives on organic certification. And if you have any questions anytime after the webinar, feel free to reach out to me. My email address is beth@csacoalition.org, and I'm happy to have all of you here tonight.
Thank you so much. And everyone's contact information will be sent out in a follow-up email after the event. So we'll have all of those ready for you. And next, Sam.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. I'm Sam, he, they pronouns. I am the Apprenticeship Program Manager at FairShare CSA Coalition. Thanks for being here. Excited for this conversation. And we actually do currently have one of our apprenticeship host farms on the panel, Kat, which is very exciting. So I just wanted to put in a quick plug for the program. We have an organic vegetable farm manager apprenticeship that FairShare CSA Coalition kind of manages and facilitates. So if that sounds even mildly interesting to you, and you are currently organically certified and you've been in business for a year and you're willing and able to employ and train an apprentice for 32 hours a week during the growing season, please contact me. My info is there, and as Ari mentioned, the info will be sent out afterwards as well, the contact info. But yeah, it's a great opportunity to really have the chance to build skills with people you are employing. So, or on the other end, if you're someone who really wants to build your skills or, contribute to a vegetable farm, you may also consider becoming an apprentice. So just a quick plug on that. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Sam. Now, going into our webinar, the next 15 or so minutes, we'll be talking about transition resources and the organic transition process. We'll then have a 45-minute farmer panel with our 3 amazing farmers and a 30-minute live Q&A. And by the end of this webinar, we are hoping that folks will be able to better decide whether organic certification is a good fit for their farm, as well as better understand the organic certification process, resources, and practical next steps if it's something that you're interested in. A bit of housekeeping: the session will be recorded and available for later viewing on the UW Extension YouTube, as well as perhaps other spots. If you are having any technical issues, please message Beth or Sam. If you have any questions for our panelists, you can submit those using the Q&A button, which should be at the bottom of your Zoom screen, or maybe when you swipe over if you're on mobile. And only hosts and panelists can see your Q&A questions. If you're having trouble with Q&A, you can also submit in the chat. And it goes without saying, but please be kind and respectful to our panelists. So what is organic agriculture? I've heard many different definitions, but the USDA defines it as the application of a set of production practices that support things like cycling of on-farm resources, ecological balance, and the conservation of biodiversity. And so, as you can imagine, that might mean a whole host of different practices. For example, if you're thinking about a diversified vegetable farm, you might think of things like natural pest management or not using synthetic fertilizers. But that leaves the question, what specific practices are going on? What inputs can a farm use or not use? And what practices and products are the same across farms? And so that's where organic certification comes in. It's a process that confirms that a farm or a handling facility is following a set of national organic standards. And so the NOP, or National Organic Program, is a federal regulatory agency that creates and enforces this national set of organic regulations for what folks can and can't do. And then compliance with these organic standards are certified by accredited certifying agencies. And a note that I wanted to make here is if the annual gross agricultural income of a farm or facility, well, if a farm is more than $5,000 in organic sales, they are required to certify by the NOP. If they're selling less than $5,000, you would be exempt from the certification requirement, but you still must keep records and you cannot use the USDA seal, among a few other things. And so there are many factors that you may consider when considering certification. Things like, what are your relationship with your customers like? Are you selling direct market or are you considering wholesale? Are you interested in accessing markets that might only be available for certified organic farms? Or are you interested in the premium pricing that's often available for organic products? You also might consider the logistics of organic certification and record keeping, as well as the support and resources that might be available to certified organic farms. And this is not an extensive list, but just some things that I have heard along the way. And so what the process of organic certification looks like, it begins with ideally connecting with the organic community, farmers, organizations that support organic farmers, as well as potentially multiple different certifiers to ask questions and get a sense of the organic certification process. Once you choose a certifier, you can submit an organic system plan, which is essentially the production plan for your individual farm, as well as applications and fees to a certifying agent. They will then review your application and send out an inspector to audit your farm against the application that you sent in. And eventually that the inspection report will be reviewed with your application and a certification decision will be sent your way, whether you can get certified or you might need to make some changes. And this renews on an annual basis. So every year, an inspector will come out and your farm will be recertified. And I've gotten a couple questions about how long this process might take. It can typically take around maybe 3 to 6 months after an application, but it can take longer depending on things like the timing or complexity of your operation. And so I wanted to get a bit into the resources and why we're here. The Transition to Organic Partnership Program, or TOPP, my position is a part of, and it's a USDA initiative investing in education and support for producers that are transitioning to organic. And so they provide things like a mentorship program, technical assistance, and community building. And we have partners across the Midwest, including Marbleseed, and a special thank you to Michigan State Extension, who ran a webinar maybe about 6 months ago that inspired this webinar. But I will let Tay take it away and talk a bit more about the mentorship program in Wisconsin, which is being run by Marbleseed.
Thank you, Ari. So my name's Tay Fatke. I'm with Marbleseed, Farmer Education Manager. We are a partner on the TOPP program, the Midwest region here. As Ari mentioned, we run the mentorship program in Wisconsin. We also do some mentorship work in part of the state of Indiana as well, since there's no core partner currently in Indiana. So in addition to our mentorship program, we do on-farm field days for education. We'll be having some webinars this winter, and we do some resource creation as well. But I want to talk a little bit about the mentorship program. So mentorship programs are a really great opportunity for farmers who are interested in making that transition to organic production, but might need a little more assistance, a mentor can help with production related information on making that transition, setting up a rotation, and using the organic practices. But the record keeping is another huge component where a mentor can help. They can give advice and guidance through record keeping, what best record keeping practices, and support of that. That big component of transition organic, that creation of the organic system plan. So supporting the creation of the OSP, reviewing it, and then helping with the preparation of your first inspection. So a mentor can help with every step along the way. If you are still within that transition date period, if you might have a couple of years still, you can still take part of this program. You can work with a mentor for multiple years. So, that first year might be really, getting a record keeping system set up. It might be, understanding those organic practices and making those right decisions on your farm. And then the following year, it might be gearing up towards that inspection. So that's a really great opportunity to have a relationship with a mentor for multiple years, or it might just be for 5 months, right? And yeah, then there's a lot of work done leading up. It's like that final step to becoming, to reaching your organic certification. So it's been a really wonderful program. We have pairs across Wisconsin. We have people who are doing high tunnel raspberry production in the ground that they received a mentor. We have dairy farmers that are entering into the program here who are just starting their herd and contacting Organic Valley and getting on the truck. So we have a wide variety of mentorship pairs. I will say that we have been adding mentorship pairs on a rolling basis, but we're really looking at setting up a fall cohort as we run our other mentorship program starting this fall as well. So now is a wonderful time to put an application in. There's a QR code that'll take you to the mentee application. And you can always reach out to me and my information will be sent out after this as well, or you can visit organictransition.org. Has a lot more information about the mentorship program. So I can talk a little bit too about organic mentors. So mentors can also scan that QR code that'll take you to the mentor application. What we're looking at with mentors is they have at least 3 years of experience with organic production and certification, a strong understanding of the rules and regulations, that they have experience with the challenges and the benefits of organic production. One thing that mentors do, that why mentors are important, is they share what went wrong or how kind of they failed. And that's a huge that's just a great thing to have, somebody to talk through those challenges. And they should have an interest in sharing and giving back to the organic community. One of the amazing things about organic farmers is they know that they're not competing with, their other area farmers. They know that the more organic farmers we have, it's just wonderful, and we can really build the community up from there. So we support mentors with training and guidance to ensure that there's that successful relationship. There's a $3,000 stipend for each mentorship year they participate. So like I said, this can be a multi-year thing, so it's 40 hours a year. And there is the opportunity to have multiple mentees as a mentor. So you can, look at receiving more of that stipend because of that. We also have for multilingual mentors, they might be eligible for a language differential. So for example, we have a pair where Hmong is their first language, and we were able to offer that an additional compensation for that mentor. So again, any questions about this program, please feel free to reach out. It's we've been doing it for a year. We're really looking at making a big leap here in year 2 and having that cohort where we can meet as well as a group and kind of learn from each other and understand the challenges and share those success stories that we have. So thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you so much, Tay. That was great and comprehensive information. All of the links for that program, as well as Tay's information, will be sent out. I also wanted to touch on the cost share program. In Wisconsin, it is run by DATCAP, and it offers reimbursements for organic farmers and processors in the state to cover up to 75% of their certification costs, with a maximum of $750 per category. So let's say a farm is producing both crops and livestock, they would be able to receive a maximum of $1,500 in reimbursement for their certification, up to 75% of their certification costs. In Wisconsin, the deadline has been extended to December 16th, 2024. And questions can be sent to Andrew Bernhardt at DATCAP. And we can also provide some additional kind of national organic cost share programs in the resources as well. We'll also be following up with a copy of the slides, relevant links, a list of accredited organic certifiers, funding opportunities through NRCS for both transitioning operations and existing organic operations, as well as additional resources and contacts, kind of the fully comprehensive everything. And if you have any resource questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is my first name dot my last name at wisc.edu.